terrorists, criminals, random killers. The weapons, explosives, and bullets that they use to kill and maim thousands of innocent people don't come from thin air. That they're in the hands of killers is all too often the result of carelessness in the very armed forces that aim to keep our lives secure. You are professionals. In your line of duty, day by day, you have these deadly weapons in your hands. If you don't keep them secure, you can have innocent lives on your hands. It happens right here. In 1985, a foreign diplomat was murdered in his car in Ottawa by Armenian terrorists, shot dead with a 9mm pistol. The ammunition? The same kind as yours. The same year, terrorists attacked the Turkish embassy in Ottawa and held hostages at gunpoint. A guard was killed. Only smart work by the police team prevented further bloodshed. 2 reserve NCOs in Timmins broke into their own armory and stole a truckload of arms and ammunition in 1986. It took a police chase and a shootout to get them back, with 1 criminal dead and a police officer wounded. Remember when Corporal Lorty, a supply tech with access to small arms, went on a shooting rampage in the Quebec National Assembly? Weapons in the hands of the unstable can produce a nightmare. Is everyone in your unit reliable and steady? Are they able to carry the responsibility for deadly weapons? A civilian was arrested trying to buy 50 pounds of C4 plastic explosive stolen from CFB Petawawa. If he hadn't been caught, who knows where the deadly stuff might have ended up? In an aircraft hijacking? Or blasting another plane out of the sky like the Air India flight from Toronto in 1986? He'd stolen enough to destroy several planes. Terrorists are international. Grief is universal. Negligence can be fatal. An officer had a couple of parachute flares in his kit when he got home from an exercise. He was going to return them the next day, but his 7-year-old son found them, played with them. They burned the house. They killed the child. It's because all these tools of your trade can be deadly in the wrong hands that they're kept in secure storage, not in your barrack room or by your bunk, with strict procedures for handling and accounting, checking in and out. There's separate secure storage on base for all other items, of course, like high-powered plastic explosives, anti-tank rockets, thunder flashes, grenades, artillery simulators, mortar bombs, parachute flares, as well as small arms ammunition. They must be kept nowhere else and never left unguarded. They come by the box. Whatever isn't used has to be returned to the box and go back to the stores. You have to be sure all your pouches and pockets are emptied when you're finished, and you don't keep one single round for a souvenir. The soldier who takes ammunition or pyrotechnics to show off to his friends is asking for trouble, for himself and his friends. But on a long field exercise, how can you account for exactly what gets used? The answer is you can't. But wherever you are, in Europe and the Middle East in particular, you're never far from someone who wants your personal weapon or those vital items of ammunition and explosives very badly. So it's up to you to make sure that everything in your charge is kept safe and secure until you've used it or returned it. It's your duty, it's your responsibility. Most important, if you're careless, someone can die. How would you like to be shot with your own C7? Carelessness is negligence, and negligence is an offense. You can be punished for losing something by negligence. Your weapons and ammunition are top targets. But it's better to report it and take the flak than to delay and have someone killed. Of course, you don't want to look bad. Neither does the sergeant. But if you lose track of a weapon, don't delay. Report it. If you don't get your hands back on it right away, your unit's got to call in the MPs. Base security is in touch with the right people, like the Canadian Police Information Centre. Right away, the details go into their national data bank, and there's an alert across the country. Around 70 weapons a year are lost or stolen from the Canadian forces. Over a third aren't recovered. They could be in criminal or terrorists' hands, and that's too many of other people's lives at stake. Procedures. You've got to do them right. Every time. Keys to weapons and explosives storerooms are kept secured and can only be drawn by those authorized. Intrusion alarms must be tested regularly. Weapons are always kept locked in regulation racks, and you must make sure you're signing for the weapon and the breech block with the same serial number. Breech blocks are secured separately. Ammunition, pyrotechnics, and explosives are signed for by the box. On the range or on exercise, you're issued the required items, ammunition, flares, thunder flashes, and you must turn in everything you don't use. Because when it's all over, you have to make a declaration that you have kept absolutely nothing. Boxed stores go straight back to the proper storage. And above all, if you lose something by accident, by forgetfulness, by carelessness, for any reason, report it right away. Never forget, your weapons and the ammunition you handle in your regular duties are wanted badly by people who are quite prepared to steal and have murder in their minds. If you don't keep those weapons close, you can have innocent lives on your hands.